So dear students, in this class we are going to discuss about mode. It is one of central tendency measurement. Mode, already we have completed mean and median. Now we are entering into mode. So mode is the most frequently occurring value, most frequently occurring value, most frequently occurring category or score in the given distribution, that is called mode. So in other way we can say mode is the value which occur most frequently in a set of observations. So since it is most occurring event, if you draw a graph for this frequency distribution, right, if you draw a graph for this frequency distributions, that mode value will be in height or peak, right, it will be in the most height or peak level. So that is called mode value for the given set of values. So how to find mode? Look at the example. Actually the example is given to find mean, median, mode, but already we have completed mean and median. So how to find mode? So look at the data 4, 7, 8, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2. So first write in any order, either in ascending or descending order. That is more important when you are finding the median or mode value. You write in order, rank order. It may be in ascending or descending. Now I have written in ascending order. So in this values, which one value is occurring more number of time, that you have to find. One is occurring only one time. Two is occurring 3 times, okay, 3 times, and 4 is occurring 2 times. So remaining are occurring only one time. So what will be the mode? So which is occurring most frequently? The number 2 is occurring most frequently. Then the mode of this given set of data is equal to 2, since it occurs 3 times. Okay, so the value 2 occurs 3 times, so the mode is 2. This example, we are having set of data. 1 is occurring only one time, 3 is occurring one time, 5 is occurring 2 times, number 9 is occurring 3 times. So what will be the mode of this problem? 9 is the mode, since it occurs 3 times in the given set of data. So what is the mode value? Mode value is 9 for this first example. Here you see each and every value occurring only one time. So we are not going to discuss about mode in this example. There is no mode for this problem, since each and every value occurring only one time. So find the mode of the following. Easily you can find. First you write this in order. 0, okay, 0, 0 2 times, then 1 only one time, 2 2 times, and then 3 one time, 4 is not there, 5 one time, 6 occurs 5 times, I think 6, right, 6 occurs 5 times, that's all I think. 7 2 times, so 6 occurring 5 times, so mode value is 6. Mode is 6 for this problem. And for grouped data, for raw data we have completed. For grouped data, which means class interval data, how to find the mode value. This is the formula: L plus F minus F minus 1 int I. This one is I means length of the interval. The procedure is look like the median finding procedure. First you have to find the model class. First you have to find the class which correspond to the mode. So first by using that model class we are going to find the mode value of given data. Okay, so L plus F minus 1. So look at this example. A class interval data is given to you 0 to 6. 6 to 12, 12 to 18, whenever you are having a class interval data, make sure that given interval is of exclusive class interval type. When we are checking here, we are having 0 to 6, 6 to 12, so definitely it is belongs to exclusive class interval. You should not include this 6 in first interval, this 12 not included in second interval. So in this way you can proceed. So this is belongs to exclusive class interval. Now how to find the mode for this class interval type problem. So I have written class everything, frequency, corresponding frequency value, so it is already given. This you are finding, this how to find, you know, you are going to add the values 6, 17, 42 I am getting. Then no need to find n here, so since we are not using n in this formula, we are using L, F, F minus, we are using a lot of the time we are going to use the frequency values in this formula. So first you have to find the model class, first to find the model class. So there is no separate formula to find the model class. I will write you how to find the model class. Okay, model class. By looking at the frequency itself, you can find the model class. Which class frequency occurring most of the time? Most frequently which frequency is occurring, right? Which class is occurring? You see 0 to 6, 6 times, 6 to 12, 11 times, 12 to 18, 25 times, 18 to 25, 35 times. So this is, I am getting a greater value. When compared to the other value, I am getting some greater value, some larger value. So you have to find the greater value, right? Largest value in frequency. You have to find the largest value in frequency. Which is largest? 35 is the largest value in frequency. So that is not model class. Then you have to find the corresponding class that is model class. Okay, so there are two steps. First to find the largest frequency value, right? Largest frequency value. Then go along to find the class of that particular frequency. What is the class of that particular frequency? 18 to 24. That is called model class, right? Finding model class is more important. So I found the model class 18 to 24. I found the model class 18 to 24. Okay. So now formula L plus F minus 1. So model formula is L plus F minus F subscript minus 1 divided by, there are two terms in the denominator, F1 minus F minus 1 into, normally you can write it as H or I, that is length of the interval. Okay. So L means what? Lower limit of this model class. L is lower limit of this model class. What is lower limit? 18. Okay. H means what? Length of the model class interval. What is the length of this class interval? 18 to 24. 18 to 24, which means 6 is the length of the magnitude of the model class. Then these are all comes under the frequency value, the corresponding frequency value. What frequency we are going to consider? You look at F means the corresponding frequency. F means the corresponding frequency. Okay, the corresponding frequency of that model class. You see. So what is the corresponding frequency? This 35, right? This 35 is F. It is written. This 35 is F. This 35 is F. So F is 35. F is 35. Then F minus 1 is somewhat different. F minus 1 means the previous value, right? Minus 1 means previous, plus 1 means next value, right? F minus 1 means previous frequency. F plus 1 means the next value of that corresponding frequency. So F minus 1 is previous 25, right? 25. This is F minus 1. Okay, previous frequency value. This is F plus 1, 18, the next frequency value. So F f minus 1, sorry f plus 1, f minus 1. Okay. So in this way you have to take the values, in this way you have to take the values. So what is f? What is f? The corresponding frequency 35. What is f minus 1? The previous frequency of this f. What is previous frequency? 25. The next frequency is f1, that is 18. Then you can substitute in this formula. I am substituting here, you look at here. L, lower limit of the modal class, f corresponding frequency, previous frequency of the corresponding frequency, then 2f, 2 into corresponding frequency minus previous frequency, and only one time we are using the next frequency value, that is 18, right. Then 6 is length of each and every class interval, that is modal class interval. Then you can calculate by using calculator, the answer is 20.22. So what is more important? You have to find the modal class first of all. We have to find the modal class. So in a frequency table, which class consists of largest frequency number, that class is called modal class. Then by using that modal class, you have to find the lower limit of that class, you have to find the magnitude, that is length of that interval, and then corresponding frequency, and then previous class interval frequency, next class interval frequency. By using all those values, you can calculate the mode value of a given class interval data, okay, of a given class interval data. So one relation between mean, median, mode. So if you subtract mean from mode, mean minus mode is equal to 3 into mean minus median. So one important note, okay, just note down this, no need of proof here. Then I am relating, right, I am giving the relationship what we have done in central tendency, what is mean, what is median, what is mode. Mean is nothing but average values, median is the middle value in the ordered array, right, median is the middle value, right, it is not depending on the values, largest value or smaller value, it is the position, right, it is the position value. So middle value is called median, and then mode is most frequently observed value, So here this value is occurring observed 3 times, that's why it is mode, right. So these are all the 3 type of central tendency in your descriptive statistics. You look at the graph, these are the relations between mean, median, mode. If we are having a different type of graph, which means negatively skewed graph, symmetric graph, or positively skewed graph. If we are having symmetric graph, every values, each and every measurement is same. You look at here, if we are given equal, which means symmetric graph, you see it is symmetric about left side and right side, the area are same. So if we are given the data which is given in symmetric graph, then mean, median, mode, everything is equal, right, everything are equal, mean is equal to median equal to mode in this case. If we are given a negatively skewed data, right, you will get a mean value here and median value here and mode value at the peak level, mode value at the peak level. Similarly, if we are having positively skewed data, we will have mode value at the peak level, then median in between, and mean will go that side. So you can check this also, you can check this by taking one example, how we are getting the mean, median, mode value. So thank you so much. So that's all from measure of central tendency. We are having 3 type of measures, mean, median, and mode. We have to find mean, median, mode for different type of data, for raw data, frequency data, and class interval data. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you.